Okay. I think I just noticed something that I didn't notice before, and now I'm gonna have to double check that. I'm gonna have to double check that. Anyway, hey Nuggets, welcome to the food truck. My name is Ruka. I hope everyone's doing well this weekend. Or, I guess, is it still a weekend in the other side of the world? No, probably not. Probably not. Nope, it's actually 1 a.m. in Japan, which means it's probably about midnight in the Philippines. Also a Monday. Oh my gosh. I really wish I could stream earlier than this on even on the weekend. It's just I mean I could do it, but I don't know how the timing works. Time zones are difficult. And especially when the US and Canada or just anyone in general in NA. Actually, not even just NA. Everywhere else in the world that's not around the equator or most other Asian countries, because I don't think Asian countries do this. Time changes. I mean, right? The time changes were like a few weeks ago, but still, it's like I wish I could do this earlier, so that you guys don't have to stay up so late for the people coming from the other side of the world. But thank you, regardless, if you are here, and I really do appreciate that. And I just gotta say, before we get started, I would like to make one quick announcement. One quick announcement. It's nothing big, but I think I have figured out how to do this meat bun without actually turning brown. Well, there's a slight brownage here. So we did a meat bun last week, right? And what came out was less than stellar. It was super brown, super big, super tough. All things were wrong. And well, I mean, not super tough. The dough itself was pretty fluffy once we steamed it, but it was gigantic. The dough was tough. I don't know exactly what was going on. There was something off. There was something off with the recipe. I don't know if I'll do it again. I kind of want to now, just so we can actually get it on camera that yes, I can do it, or I may make a video. Who knows? I say whenever I say make a video, it's like, are you actually gonna make a video, or are you not gonna be able to have enough energy to do that? Because half the time I don't. But there are things I want to do. I just, inspiration is a tough thing. But anyway, we got it down. I think it's still slightly brown, and I had to read up on a bunch of stuff and how to do this. I feel like this was the same problem I had before, where the dough would actually turn brown in the steamer, and apparently it's a common mistake. The common mistake being, do not put the do not put the bun in the steamer when it's already hot. That doesn't make sense, right? At least for most people, I don't think it makes sense, because normally when you bake something, you have to wait for the oven to preheat and whatnot, and that takes forever. Likewise, you would think for steaming, it would be the same thing. And maybe for like steaming meat and veggies, sure, that would work just fine. But if you want to make like white meat buns, apparently you have to do it when the water is still cold, because if you don't do that, then it's gonna turn brown like what we got last time. And I think I kind of understand why. Because when heat hits the dough, it cooks it like right away, right? And that's kind of what happens in the oven. But if you let it start from basically cold water and let it steam as it's heating up, I think what happens is that you get this like protective layer. You start getting this like thin protective layer around the meat bun. And if you've eaten meat buns before, you know what I'm talking about. It feels kind of like, maybe not plasticky. Plastic is probably the wrong word for it. But it feels a bit, there's a skin there. The meat bun has a skin, a very noticeable skin that it's done right. At least on the outside, it's done right. And then the inside should be like soft, fluffy, not necessarily bready, though it can be, but fluffy. Skin on the outside, fluffy on the inside. And basically, I think what the skin does is protects the rest of the meat bun dough from like cooking, I guess. There's still gonna be a little bit of brownage if you have the steam heat too high. I think what the other trick is low steam. Low steam should be, I think, probably the main thing that you would like look for and stuff. But anyway, let's see what's going on here with my mixer. Yeah. Anyway, so steam. Speaking of steam, no, we're not gonna be talking about steam right now. But anyway, low heat, start low steam, keep it low steam apparently, and you should have pretty much what you expect. Like the dough's the hard part, steaming's the other hard part if you don't do it right. But if you get the temperature low and like low steam, then should be fine. If you think about it though, if you go to like, if you ever seen like a stand where they do the meat buns and stuff, you never see a rolling pot of water. It's usually some sort of really light steam, and basically that's how they cook them. And if I just thought about that a little bit more, I guess we wouldn't have so much issues last time. But it was it was a learning experience. You got to learn this stuff as you go. Like someone could tell you how to do it, but if they just tell you how to do it but don't tell you the reason, it doesn't make huge difference. Well, I guess did you learn that? Did you actually learn anything? That's the thing. But I think also there were a few voodoo tricks in some recipes that apparently don't really make that much of a difference. The voodoo tricks being adding acid to the dough and then adding acid also to the water. And when I say acid, I'm talking about like lime juice, ascorbic acid, or lemon. And people think that this is actually what makes the dough whiter. Maybe in the dough, I haven't actually looked up to see if that's actually true or not, but someone did a video and basically demonstrated that vinegar and water, supposedly, that I think that's the conventional wisdom, is that that's supposed to make your dough whiter. And the guy did one without vinegar and another one with vinegar, without and with. Same dough, two different pots, of course. And then basically what happened was, it basically had no effect. The vinegar had zero effect, other than giving the dough a slightly sour taste, supposedly. I haven't tried it myself, but if it works for them, it should work pretty much anywhere, just because that's kind of how science works. And really the only difference I think that they pointed out that might make a difference is the flour you use. I used unbleached flour. What that means is And not this doesn't necessarily mean that they add bleach to it, but they use some uh, some additives that make the dough the flour softer and wider. And depending on what you're doing, that might be what you need. And I think for meat buns, and in particular steam buns, uh, bleached flour is probably more desirable if you want that super white, super white like color on the bun. But if it doesn't make that much of a difference, unbleached flour is fine. But yeah, found that out and tried the lower temperature thing, and here we go. It worked. It worked just fine. Not like I said, I'm not sure if I'll do that on stream again. It did take quite a bit of effort and several trials to get it right. This, especially when waiting for water to boil, you know how long that could take. And if you crank the heat up all the way, yeah, you get the boil right away, but it's very difficult to come back down at a reasonable low steam. So just practice, I guess. Just practice. Anyway, that out of the way, we have this month's TokyoTreat box. This took a little while to get in, and I'm hoping the next one doesn't take as long, because next, if we do another TokyoTreat review box thing next month, it will be Christmas. It would be Christmas. And Christmas, that I don't think anyone should be showing up, at least no one should be showing up on this channel. I shouldn't be streaming on this channel on Christmas Day. Maybe New Year's Day, but not Christmas Day. And people should be like, I don't know, just taking a break. If you're not with family, take a break. Take some time for yourself, that kind of thing. But hopefully it doesn't take as long for the next box. But here we are. We have the TokyoTreat box for this month of November 2022. Gotta do that for the record. Still not sponsored. Someone did suggest last time to maybe contact TokyoTreat and see if I could get sponsored, and I have not done that yet. I feel not very confident about asking them just yet, just because, let's be honest, we don't really have the numbers for that. I feel like we need a consistent amount of viewers, not necessarily the channel size, but a consistent amount of viewers for them to be able to say, yes, we will sponsor you. And I think that's just the reality of sponsorships, right? But we'll wait on it a bit. We'll wait on it a bit and see if we can eventually get that, because I do want to like try that kind of thing, at least for this thing. In the meantime, free advertising, and I don't mind doing it because I want to share some snacks here. But yeah, so today the theme for this box apparently is Akiba adventure snacks or something like that. I think the line that they used in TokyoTreat itself was Akiba adventure. But if I think about Akiba, honestly, there's no particular dish or food that I would associate with Akiba. And I need a little water. Hold on, please. Where's my water? It's early in the morning. Well, not early in the morning. It's like 11, almost noon. But this is like the best time for me to be, what do you call this? Doing any talking, but I guess talking needs a little hydration. Anyway, so Akiba. When I think about Akiba, I don't really think about any particular food, to be honest. Like, Akiba is like let's start with what Akiba is. Akiba is like a small-ish street. Well, I wouldn't say smallish street. It's probably like a few blocks big, maybe like 3 or 4 blocks. I'm not entirely sure how big a block is, but It's just basically this 3 or 4 block street, 3 or 4, maybe about. It's like a square. It's basically a small square located around Akiba Station, and Akiba Station looks just like basically any other station in Japan. But you know, it. Let's see. Let me see if I can find a picture just to drive that point home. I mean, I've been there like a few times, and I don't remember when I actually took the picture. But it's not. I mean, it's a interesting place to visit, and if you're an anime fan or manga fan or just have any sort of anime related interest, it's definitely a place to go to, and you definitely should. You definitely should. But basically, this is like one side. This is one side of Akiba Station. I don't know which direction this is, but basically this is like at the exit you take a left, and this is what you find. If you take a right, you take a right. You take a right, and this is what you find. And then you see stairs that go to a convention center. If you take a left, you go to a smaller area, a smaller street area, where the Sega building used to be. Radio Kaiken is also there. Hopefully that doesn't go down anytime soon. With tourists back, or at least tourists slowly coming back, Radio Kaiken should still be there for hopefully a very long time. But the Sega arcade is gone now, sadly. I've seen the Sega arcade plenty of times, but I've never actually gone in. I saw a few of the crane game machines outside the Sega arcade, and holy crap, it's like double the price of the other crane game stuff around Akiba. It's like, unless I want any specific Sega goods, I probably shouldn't go here. But I think Sega has like LULdog figures and stuff. And if I was bigger into LULdog, that's probably something I would have done. And I was at a time, just not at the time I went over there. And you know how crane games are, they be expensive. They be expensive. But anyway, so this is Akiba Station. But like I said, I don't really think much about food in Akiba, because there's really nothing that defines food in Akiba. Like, there's a bunch of shops. There's a bunch of cafes. If you think Akiba, you think maid cafe. But even in the maid cafes, it's fairly standard fare. I did go to a cafe, but not a maid cafe. I went to the Final Fantasy XIV cafe, and that is also in Akiba. Not in the main street of Akiba. I think it's a little bit off to like one end of it. I want to say left end or right end, but that doesn't make sense when I'm thinking about it. But suffice to say, on one end of Akiba are fancier shops, and the Final Fantasy XIV cafe is in a fancier area. The prices for those dishes in the Final Fantasy XIV cafe, though, is actually very reasonable. It's not that expensive. And I'll just quickly show a few things from there. But we're going to do this another time. We'll have a more in-depth look on Akiba and see a bunch more stuff. But Eorzea Cafe, you need the main thing about Eorzea Cafe, the Final Fantasy XIV cafe, is that you have to get a ticket to get there. Where do you get said ticket? I think you can get it online. I think you can get it online or in some convenience stores. I forgot how we got this one. I think this was online. You can go in solo, but you have to get a ticket, and then you have to come in at a certain time, and then you're served for like 2 hours or something. I went with a friend for this one. Went with a friend, and basically the takeaway from this place is you get these coasters, collectible coasters. It's basically RNG. For each order you make, you get a coaster, and they look pretty nice. I still have some of them. I don't know where they are right now. It's probably in the drawers somewhere in the treasure chest. But they did have some pretty nice stuff. The drinks, some drinks. We got quite a few drinks. And pizza. This probably doesn't look any pizza that you've seen before, but it is pizza. And I've been making a nacho pizza this week, but this is like even more nacho than that. I think there's like a tortilla. Basically a edible black tortilla to a crisp with pizza toppings. It works somehow, but it's a very crumbly affair. Let's just say that. But that's just a few things that you could expect there. Price wise, I think for the two of us that went there at the time, all the stuff that we got maybe totaled about 3,000 to 4,000 yen. Which, if you think about like a theme cafe, that's actually not bad. And we ordered like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 things. We ordered like 10 things. And we got like around that much. Or maybe it was closer to like 6,000 yen now that I think about it. But it still wasn't bad though for two people. But Akiba, like I said, there's really nothing that defines it food-wise. There is the go-go curry. Yeah, I think Akiba is like the only place, if not like one of the few places, if not the only place in Tokyo itself that has a go-go curry. I don't know why. Kokoichi is everywhere, but go-go curry is in very few places. Very few. I prefer. Actually, no. It depends on the time of day. Kokoichi is nice, but go-go curry is also pretty good. My only beef with Koko curry is that the sauce is a little too sweet. I would like it to be a little bit spicier. But their servings are huge, very big, very big. Meanwhile, Koko curry is actually more on the spicy side, and you can choose the spice level. But a few other quirks in Akiba are the Kobe beef ramen restaurant, which I've never actually gone into. But I think if I look at the price here, it is 2,000 yen for a small ramen, up to 4,000 yen for a big ramen. And because of that pricing, I've never actually gone in there, but I probably should just for science one day. The one with the gorilla on top, I've seen in Mikey Chan's video. Yeah, the one with the gorilla on top. I think there's also one here in New York. And also, hi Ollie. I think there's also one here in New York. Not here, yeah, here in the US in New York. I think there's one there. The quality is probably not the same, but you know, the serving size is still there. But yeah, I mean, Akiba food, really not too much to think about. Maid Cafe, you think Maid Cafe. There's a few specialty shops like that one. There's some few ramen shops in the back, but none of them really stand out except for maybe Yaro Ramen. Yaro Ramen. There's another location in Shibuya. I went to the Shibuya location and couldn't find the one in Akiba for whatever reason at the time. But yeah, there's plenty of ramen shops, but ramen shops are everywhere regardless. I guess a few things that might have been a little bit interesting is a cold taiyaki. Cold taiyaki is like an ice cream taiyaki. Some like you would probably see. You've probably seen some of this in like the grocery stores, but this one's like, you know, it's cold, but it's not ice cream though. It's not ice cream. It's just taiyaki filling with some whipped cream. It kind of comes in this little package. Not made fresh for obvious reasons. This is like made ahead of time, probably in a factory or something. And it looks a little sad. So I do prefer the fresh hot taiyaki compared to this one. And Honestly, maybe the kebab stands. Kebab stands are everywhere apparently. More so in Akiba for whatever reason. But there's kebab stands. I think there's at least 2 or 3 kebab stands there. And then there's also the this one's not a very good picture. The cheese tart, Pablo mini cheese tarts. They don't. So Pablo apparently is like a restaurant. I guess a dessert restaurant, bakery slash dessert restaurant. They're like in most places in the world. Most other places in the world, you don't really have a restaurant based around desserts, but in Japan there is. And or maybe it's like a bakery, or maybe it's like a restaurant attached to like a tea shop or a bakery. That kind of makes more sense. So this one, Pablo cheese tarts, mini cheese tarts. They had some specials, pineapple and summer tangerine flavors at one time that I did get them. They were both pretty good. Really crusty crust. really thick crust. Really good crust. But other than that, though, not a whole lot. Not a whole lot. Though I did get some takoyaki when there was a festival one time. The takoyaki was good, and probably my first takoyaki experience. Don't remember how it tasted because, festival food and bunch of people in the crowds. It's not exactly the easiest time to remember stuff. But anyway, like I said, we're doing a Akiba snack box today, but I don't really know any food that you would consider Akiba food. But we'll go into that again next week. We'll probably try to do another Japan talk next week. We'll focus on Akiba, and yeah. But for today, we'll take a look at this TokyoTreat stack. Let me move over to where we're going to be at, and let's go. Akiba's not known for good food. Well, it's not known for food, period. It's not known for food, period. And again, I'll be listening to Asia Dream Radio. The link is in the description, or at least it should be. So, but yeah. So yeah, if you like to listen to what I'm listening to right now, because I can't get there's nothing on stream really to listen to. Also, I should turn off the BGM. Because we'll be going into food ASMR mode now. And let's see. I mean, Akiba itself has some gimmicky food shops. That's what it's known for. It's known for, I think, mainly the pop-up cafes that that do like collabs with actual restaurants and whatever else. I think one time I went there was a Guilty Gear pop-up cafe. The food that they showed there, though, wasn't really that appealing. But there are some staples there, like the Gundam Cafe and the AKB48 Cafe. Gundam Cafe, of course. Obvious reasons why you would go there if you're a Gundam fan, as well as the AKB48. They're both right next to the station. Anyway, that's for next time. Anyway, so here we got the TokyoTreat box. But if you look at the design on this box on the sides, it really doesn't scream Akiba. Sugoi. But it doesn't really scream Akiba. It looks more like generic Tokyo stuff. Generic festival food. It's still a nice box. So I have to give it to them for this one. But nothing too special that screams Akiba or even, fall. It would make more sense to have a fall box, right? But let's go ahead and check the pamphlet out. I already got the drink out from this box, and it's now in a cooler, so we'll get to that when we get to that. And for some reason, this pamphlet is bent. I don't know why. Okay. Anyway, let's check this out really quick. So it's mostly, from what I can tell, just a bunch of snacks. They show the Sega arcade here, which is now gone, sadly. Wish could have seen that sooner. I think this might be Radio Kaiken. I'm not entirely sure, but we're gonna take a look at that again next week. But it looks like this week is mostly a few snack staples rather than, you know, anything specifically Akiba. Because, like I said, Akiba's known mainly for their maid cafes and arcades and anime goods, but not necessarily food. And if you know your Akiba history, you probably know that it used to be basically an electronics mecca, and it kind of still is. And they do have still the shops that sell electronic parts there. I've gone through them, and it's still a pretty interesting place if you need something special. And the shops really have some really weird really weird stuff. Red light district, I don't know where the red light parts of Akiba are as far as services go, but I do know where a couple of adult toy shops are. And I've been to both of them. We'll get into that next time. But I have been to both of them. I cannot show any pictures on stream for obvious reasons, but we will talk about that. We will talk about that. Because I feel like a lot of people who go into those places, what do you call this? If they're new to that kind of thing, they don't know what to make of it, but yeah. We'll save that for next time. We'll save it for next week. But anyway, let's see, what do we have here? Starbucks. Why is there a Starbucks thing? I don't think I've ever seen a Starbucks in Akiba. I actually don't think I've seen a Starbucks in Akiba, but for some reason we got Starbucks here. Taste of Fall. Fall is in full bloom in Japan. It's been at least fall since maybe the end of October, which is when I want to go next year. But when you think of fall in Japan, you think of two things. You think of sweet potatoes, that's one. And the, what do you call this? Sweet potatoes and chestnuts. I've had the sweet potatoes before, that's actually pretty good. The chestnuts, I still don't know what a chestnut tastes like. I've had chestnuts several times when I was over there. I still don't know what it tastes like. All I know is it's this giant thing that used to be spikes, and now because they took the spikes out, it's not anymore. But we have some chestnut Kit Kats here, so we will take a bite out of this and see if we can figure out what the heck it tastes like. Also, we have some more snack type candies because, you know, that's a staple. It looks like this is like what is this? This is definitely a Dagashia style candy, and it looks like it might be. I need to adjust the camera a little bit. It looks like it might be a hard candy, but it's like a. It looks like a. Oh, it's not on camera. Let me adjust this a little bit. I think this is like a hard apple candy, like a little ball things. Soda fountain candy. It looks like we might have some more Pop Rocks here. But I don't know if it's actually Pop Rocks. This candy is like mixing all your favorite sodas in one big cup. Right. This might be Pop Rocks, but we'll find out. Chips. I don't think we had chips in a while, or at least like actually potato style chips. But we're gonna have some potato style chips with spicy green onion flavor. Nice. Mini cola. Okay, here's the thing. Japan has an obsession. I call it an obsession, but it might just be a normal thing, not necessarily an obsession. But they have this thing where they have cola flavored candy, mini cola. I've had these before. I've tasted them, and they just taste like fizzy Coke in candy form. and I cannot make heads or tails out of it. Like, it tastes weird. It honestly tastes weird. It doesn't taste like cola, but that's what they make. They look like those tube candy things with small chocolate-like M&Ms. Oh yeah, those things. Also, there's another one. There's another brand that does that too. I actually like it very much. Haribo has those as well. Yeah, I know Haribo has the cola gummies, but me personally, I've never understood them. And I know people like them, so we'll definitely give that a try today, because it's in the box. Gacha phone. Oh yes, the other thing that Akiba's known for is their hundreds of gacha machines. And this is not the two. When you do these gacha machines, you don't get a 2D you don't get the 2D waifu. Instead, you get a 3D husbando or waifu in small little Nendoroid forms. But did you know that they don't just have gacha for anime stuff? They also have gacha for the most random stuff. And I will show you. I will show you some of that next time. But they have like gacha for little food miniatures. They also have gacha for animals. They have gacha for tanks. They have gacha for guns. It's like little mini. It's like little mini. What do you call this? Plastic models. Mini plastic models that you can use to decorate your place and stuff like that. I have a few of them. I think I have a few of them, but let's see what else was there. But I mean, they also have some weird stuff like gacha animals peeing into a urinal. That's actually a thing. I never got it because it's like 500 yen a pop, but it is an interesting concept to say the least. Yeah, I got 3 gacha fonts when it was there. I love Levy. I got Levy, I think. I still haven't opened them. They're like mini keychains. Oh, what's a Levy? What is Levy? Who is Levy? I don't think I've seen that. Oh yeah, so our drink this time is a little bit more conventional, I guess. We got like, oh, Levi. Oh, Levi. I saw the Y. It's like, who's Levi? Levi, yeah, from Attack on Titan. I know. Okay, I know that guy. I know that guy. But yeah, this time, so for our drink, we got something a little bit more. What do you call it? A little bit more standard. Let me just get the bottle out really quick. But this is a Fanta drink. Fanta apparently is a thing also in Japan. But you know, if you know Fanta, Fanta is like a fruit flavored set of drinks. That's basically what it is. So you can like get orange soda, grape soda, that kind of thing. This one though is mystery flavor. And I'm trying to get it. Oh. So this is like a mystery flavored Fanta. It's just colored blue. It's just colored blue. And you don't really know what it's going to be. I mean, it basically just says, Nani no frutsu. What kind of fruit is this? We'll find out. We'll find out later at the end. So yeah. Anyway. 100 million yen, the equivalent of $1 million, or used to be. I guess this is chocolate. This might be a chocolate. No, spread the mayo on the spicy dried codfish. It's codfish? Okay, interesting. I haven't seen this before. I've seen this packaging before, but I thought it was chocolate. So that's gonna be interesting. JR Express chocolate train. You can get these. You can get these at the train station, or like I've seen these in the train station, but actual trains and not the chocolate bits. So it could just be like little chocolate balls. And candy camera dispenser. Oh yeah, there's also this giant Yodobashi camera shop behind the Gundam Cafe and AKB48 Cafe. Giant Yodobashi shop. I think it's like, I want to say it's at least 5 or 6 stories high. It's pretty big. I don't think I've actually gone in there myself. I've been to other Yodobashis, but not that one. And like I said, right, Akiba used to be a what do you call it? Electronics town. It still kind of is. So that's probably there from those electronic days, other than the random parts that you would see in the shops and stuff. So that's probably why they have a camera here. And then Gudetama custard biscuits. I haven't seen a Gudetama or any Sanrio stuff in Akiba itself, but it's another anime thing. Standing noodle shops. This is more of a train station thing. This is more of a train station thing rather than specifically Akiba. There's a lot of ramen shops. And then there's standing soba shops where basically the point of them is so that you can eat really quick. Like basically just get a snack and go. And if you didn't know how much ramen in Japan costs, or at least the standing noodle stuff, they're like 500 yen about, typically. If 500 yen base for the bowl and the noodles, and then if you add more toppings, it'll increase the cost a little bit. But basically, ramen is fast food. And the thing, which is kind of weird compared to the U.S. anyway, because in U.S. ramen is not considered as a fast food. It's like proper restaurant food, and it's like much more expensive for various reasons. But over there, it's like, nope. I just need a quick fix. Get the ramen, make it cheap, and go. This is not going to be your best quality stuff. And I've had this before. Not the best quality stuff, but it hits a spot. So no complaints about that. So I'm guessing because of that, we have the udon here, the kitsune udon, which is a very staple like soba udon noodle dish that you would have really quickly. So we're gonna have that. Let's see, saucy senbei. Senbei is everywhere, but this one has sauce for some reason. I don't think I've seen one with sauce in the separate in the package. Usually it's already coated and cooked that way. Miso katsu jerky. I don't think I've seen this before. I've heard about this, but I've never seen this thing before. So that'll be nice. Puku puku Thai lemon tea taiyaki. So Thai is the the taiyaki itself, sea bream. So there's like a lemon tea taiyaki snack. I haven't seen this particular one before, but looks like it could be good. Corn snack, of course. We gotta get our corn chips in here. I think every single one of the snack box of us has some kind of corn snack. I don't know why. Akiba Otaku Paradise. Yes, we already know about this. The Animate, the Radio Kaiken, the random shops that you can go into. Oh no, maid cafes. Still have not been to a maid cafe. I don't think I ever will. But, okay, so there is a Gudetama cafe. That's probably why they added that thing over there. Gudetama, AKB48, all that stuff. I think I recognize this guy. Nope, I don't recognize that guy. I thought it was John for some reason, but it's not. And yeah, I think that's it. And if you would like to do a photo contest, but I guess this is only for me because I have the snacks, but I'm never gonna get a photo. I'm never gonna win a photo contest. But there's like a bunch of Pokemon stuff here. Anyway, let's go ahead and get to the box. I'm gonna go ahead and heat up the water for the ramen because you know that's gonna take a little while. Kit Kat, we'll do that near the end. Let's go ahead and start off with something salty though. Start with something salty. The spicy, I think this is supposed to be a spicy green onion potato chips. And I need a little bit of salt. There's going to be a lot of salt in Akiba. Just because, at the very least, the gacha is going to give you a lot of salt. And then there's salt from the arcades if you do like a fighting game or something over there. Salt from the fighting games. You know those guys that you play in the fighting games or see in the arcades? They've been there forever. And you just jumping in there is asking for trouble. I've tried that once and it got utterly destroyed. It's still fun though. Oh wow. I can smell the chips from here. It doesn't really smell anything particular, but I think it's like a little spicy. It's making my mouth water. So I'm gonna go ahead and take a bite. Itadakimasu. Wow. Mm. There's a there's a little hint of wasabi in there. What? Is there supposed to be wasabi in here? But yeah, if you look at this chip, it's not really that red, but it does taste pretty good. I don't think there's supposed to be wasabi in here, but I taste it. Yeah, that particular chip was like a heart. But I'm trying to see. Is there wasabi? No. It doesn't. I don't think it says there's wasabi. It just says it's sweet and sour potato chips. May contain traces of shrimp, crab, wheat, and egg and dairy products, but no wasabi. But I tasted a little bit of horseradish or something. Oh, there's a good starter. There's a good there's a good appetizer for breakfast. But I think I'm gonna put this aside for now, just because if I keep eating this, we're not gonna have not have room for the rest of the snacks. Also, already ruining my breakfast. Already ruining my breakfast. But that's pretty good. I like it. Let's go ahead with something sweet. Sweet, like the mini cola. Actually, no. Should we do mini cola near the end? Let's do mini cola near the end. I am a little bit curious. I'm a little bit curious about this one though. So this like your regular candy shop thing, probably really cheap. Probably costs around 10 to 20 cents, 10 to 20 yen, because it kind of looks like it. Packaging is really nice though. The packaging doesn't feel cheap at all. It feels high quality package, but the design on it, it's basically Detective Conan, off-brand Detective Conan. But it still looks like it might be quality. Oh, this is actually a lot bigger than I thought. Oh wow! Do you see this? That's a lot bigger than I thought. I thought it would be like half this size, and it's supposedly apple. But if you look at this, particular one, it kind of looks like a grape. It kind of looks like a grape because it has this pit over here that looks like it would be a grape, and the color does not look red. It looks a little bit purple, like a red grape. This does not have the same pit, but it is, it still does not look like an apple. And this is supposed to be apple flavored. This is supposed to be apple flavored. Anyway, let's give it a shot. That is a hard candy. I don't know if I'm tasting the chips from earlier, but okay. It's just basically a candy, clear candy, with a little bit of skin on the outside to kind of make it like a fruit. It tastes pretty good, but it is hard candy, and I'm just kind of like biting into it. The flavor is pretty nice, really lightly sweet. No acidic taste to it. Usually whenever you have candy, there's a little bit of acidic taste to it. Because usually it's like what do you call this? Too much sugar or something, or they use like ascorbic acid and use a little bit too much ascorbic acid, so it's like super sour and sweet at the same time. Sometimes it's in the intended effect, sometimes it's not. Like when you have something with a lot of sugar, it tastes eventually sour because Vinegar comes from sugars, but you do have a little bit of um, if you have too much sugar, then it just tastes sour in your mouth. It's very hard to get rid of. But this is nice, very balanced flavor, very light apple flavor, but that's not a bad thing. It's actually pretty good. It's actually pretty good. They said the snacks tend to be the same size it is on the package. They do, but when I look at this, when I look at this, when I it seems smaller. It seems smaller, right? Do you see what I mean? It seems smaller. But if you look at scale, I guess it makes sense that it is a little bit bigger. I like this one though. I would buy this. I would buy a few of these for 20 yen, and give it as like a snack to like some kids or something, or like, you know, present for friends. But this probably make a good Halloween candy. Actually might make a good Halloween candy. All right, let's get the ramen going. The udon. It's actually udon. It's not ramen. But let's get the udon. Kitsune udon. Kitsune udon is basically just fried tofu. Fried tofu and udon. That's basically all it is. But it's pretty satisfying. If you haven't had fried udon, if you haven't had not fried tofu before, it's basically just like this big thing, though they cut it in small pieces here. So there's tiny little pieces of fried udon in this one. And looks like we have the dehydrated fish cakes, as well as very good sized green onions. Also for this one, it looks like we have a few bits of seaweed too. You don't usually see that. And I think these granules here might be the flavoring. I don't think I've seen them quite that so big before. Naruto maki. So Naruto maki for the fish cakes. If it's actually Naruto maki, you would see a swirl, but yeah, I guess it would still technically be Naruto maki, just without the swirl. But I don't think I've seen one. I don't think I've seen one where they actually cut up the fried tofu like this. So I'm just gonna go ahead and put the water in here. Wait 3 minutes, and then we'll transfer it for tasting. So just for the camera. That's just for the camera. Okay, filled it up to the line and no more. I'm just gonna set that aside, and we're just gonna set that to the side. Put the chopsticks on top. All right, let's go back over here. They're the same thing without the swirl. I get, okay. Ah, jeez, this thing is not wanting to close very well. All right. Okay, while we're waiting on that one, I guess we'll go for another sweet thing. Let's get the small candy out of the way. No, not this one. We already had one hard candy. We need a different one. What do we do? There's not as much here as the previous box. I think it's because there's a lot of other things here that are bigger than usual. So anyway, I guess we'll go ahead and check the train. We'll go check the train out. This is a very beat up train. It seems like it got into a collision here up front, and there's quite a bit of a dent, but everyone else on the train seems to be okay. They seem to be okay. I think they might be okay. Well, we'll check inside and see if they're still fine. But I do like that they add the little wheels on the bottom here. But that also means that there's like little air holes here for the chocolate. And if the chocolate melts, uh, that's not going to be good. But let's see how well the chocolate actually holds up. So, okay, we're going to just have to peel off the front. Bye-bye, train. Train is being opened up. Oh, okay. So, I guess the holes aren't a huge thing because you get this little package that actually fits in there. Well, if they didn't do this, then the chocolate would actually fall out. So yeah. So yeah, we have little tiny pellets of chocolate, and if you look at this side by side, you can see how they fit in here. They're like as small as little BB pellets, from what it looks like. All right, and then a little easy to tear thing here. I'm not expecting too much from this, just because of what this is. But the color on these little pellets, let's see if we can get a better lighting on that. Okay, so the color on these pellets are kind of light, not very dark. You know they're a bit of on the cheap side. If you take one of these, I cannot actually squish them. So this is like a hard candy chocolate. This is not a soft candy chocolate. No chance of this melting in your hand whatsoever. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and give this a try then. Oh, they pop. Well, not pop, but they actually like crunch in your mouth. Kind of like pepper. Yeah, a little bit like pepper. I think I need a few of those in my mouth though, but I think what you're supposed to do is like dump half of this in your mouth and then like just crunch on it. Or if you really wanted to, you can just like eat this one by one, but what's the fun of that? What's the fun of that? So we're gonna like take about half of that package right there, maybe about this much, and then we will try to get the mic to cooperate with us. So, all right. Itadakimasu. Okay, camera is getting out in the way. All right, let's try it again. Itadakimasu. Okay. That's actually pretty fun. That's pretty fun. We'll do that again. And I think I will. I think I will do that again. Later though. I want to save that. I want to save the rest of this for later, but geez, it's tempting, but it's fun to eat. It's fun to eat just because you're like crunching on a bunch of little chocolates at one time. Or, you know, like I said, you can like grab one of these, but let me see what's actually in the middle of these things. Okay. So, I'm not sure if it shows up very well. And I'm gonna try. But this is so tiny, it's gonna make it very hard to focus on with the camera. But basically, what this is like a really, really tiny hard shell around here and the chocolate center. You can kind of think of it like an like an M&M, but I think this is a little bit tougher than an M&M. And M&M in ball form instead of the the usual shape. That's interesting. That's actually pretty interesting. But I get it's a little hard to see on camera just because of how small this thing is. But we'll try a little bit. That's kind of what it looks like when it's cut in half. Compare that to the ball here on the side. Yeah. Just wanted to show that I do find that interesting, especially if you can like crunch on things in half and see what's in the inside. Always makes it a fun time if you can do it. It's tiny, so understandable if you can't. Again, another nice gift to like give to like a kid or something. Like, you know, if you have a small cousin or nephew and niece, that kind of thing. That's pretty neat. I like it. Okay, I think the udon should be about ready. And I need a little salt to cleanse my palate for whatever we're doing next. So udon. Right, so I was right about that. We have some seaweed in here, big things of seaweed. Some green onions, some narutomaki, a little tiny piece of narutomaki, as well as the now hydrated tofu, a fried tofu. I get tofu. All right, just gonna mix this up a little bit. Take a little sip and see how this tastes like. Very basic udon broth, but I do not dislike it. That is nice, that is comforting. Let's go ahead and get this news. I'm surprised how big these seaweeds are, though. The seaweed pieces. You know what? I'm gonna munch on a seaweed piece, just to give it a shot first. Yep, that's a legit seaweed piece. It's good. Also, the tofu, sweet. The fried tofu, these things. I guess they can be sweet. Maybe they're typically sweet, but this one is sweet. When you bite into it, it has a very sweet flavor. And very squishy. Very squishy and spongy, for lack of a better word. I really, really like that kind of texture, especially for this. Like, imagine putting a small, tiny piece of bread or cracker into soup and have it all absorb that broth. That's what this is doing here, and it's a very nice thing. The narutomaki is bigger than your standard narutomaki that you would probably see in a other cup noodle. Much appreciated for that. Its thickness, I think, is roughly about the same, but it's pretty good. This is not Nissin, this is Daikoku. The maker of this one is Daikoku. And now let's get a little bit of udon before it soaks everything up. Itadakimasu. Definitely not your typical udon. It's definitely more noodle, like more thin noodle than, you know, udon, which is supposedly thick. But that's pretty good. It's pretty good. We're gonna use this as our palate cleanser in between sweet snacks, because holy crap, we're gonna need it. I am alive. I am alive. And because of that, let's go ahead and put some of that into the bowl. Some broth into the bowl so that we don't get the noodles too soaked. Yeah, it looks more like ramen, but that's okay. That's okay. I'm just draining the soup though so that the noodles don't get too soaked. I do like all the toppings that they put in here though, especially the seaweed and the fried tofu. Highlight of this thing. It's supposed to be fried tofu anyway. Fried tofu kind of like torture for you. I'm sorry. But you know what you got yourself into when you walked into a food stream. That's sick. I need another bite. Okay. Okay, let's move something to something sweet for now. And we don't have a whole lot today. we don't have a whole lot today, so let's get through this really quick. Well, after ramen, I guess we should do a little cola, right? Let's do some cola, some mini cola. I have seen these before. I think they make them smaller, but this particular one, yeah, Orion, that's the maker for this one, and they make a lot of these little small candy stuff. But basically, you just kind of open this up like you would a soda can, except it's plastic and doesn't hurt you as much. But here you go. There's a little hole, and you have little tiny soda candies. Yeah, the soda is hard candy. The soda is hard candy. It is, well, I think it's more like a compressed. I think it's like a compressed powder candy, from what I can tell. But that's basically what that is in here. I think if you want to, you can like put this in actual soda. But let's taste really quick what this is like. So I'm gonna grab one of these. I taste the cola flavor. This is what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about. When you like just eat these and let them like sit in your mouth for a while, it's like, yeah, you suck on them for more flavor. It basically tastes like fizzy soda, but without the fizz and the liquid. I am impressed though. I am impressed that I think this is like one of the better cola candies that I've had. I've had other cola candies before, just to give them a shot. This is probably one of the better ones, because it actually kind of tastes more like cola. The others try to be cola and doesn't really get it right. But I think these are like 10, 20 yen again. Really cheap. If you go to Nakano Broadway, there's this candy shop that you can get quite a few of these. A lot of people get them over there if they don't have a shop nearby for it. But these are pretty nice, actually. I'm surprised about that. All right, let's do another sweet thing and then move on to the next. It looks like we have a bunch of salty snacks this time. Or they're supposedly salty. So let's go ahead and do the camera. Let's do the camera next. So you open this like you would an old school, or do they still have them actually? Do they still have these? The disposable cameras that you can get like at gas stations and like convenience stores and stuff like that. Do they still have these disposable cameras? I haven't seen them in a while. But basically, you just open them like one. And I guess this is where you do the film. I guess. Oh, Orion again. I told you, they make everything. There's the Orion sticker over there. And supposedly each one of these has a different flavor. No, maybe not flavor. I can't read this. I can't read that. Hold up. I can't read the text on here. So if someone could like... If someone could screenshot that for future reference, we will figure out what the heck this is and what the heck I'm eating. But I think this might be a fortune type of thing, depending on what you get. Your fortune is whatever this is. So we're not supposed to open this and pick it. It's supposed to be RNG, if that's the case. I don't think I've actually seen these before, but I have heard about them. Now the question is, how do I open them? Okay, so I open the top first. Open the top first. Ah, I see. Open the top first, and then open the side next. That's what it's saying over here. And then what do I do next? I guess I press it. I guess I press the thing. Coco! Coco what? Press? I don't know. I don't know what to do. I'm stuck. How do I work this? How do I work this okay. Okay, I see now. So, okay, so you press the top to open this, and then you press the bottom to close it. I sent it through Discord. Nice gimmick. Okay, yeah. Yeah, so you press the top to open this thing, and then you close it. Okay, let's do the RNG. Okay. All right. Let's keep it secret. Let's open it. Keep it secret. Get out. Get out! Ah, there we go. I got pink. We got pink. What is pink? Motte motte something naru desu yo. Motte motte. Am I gonna be popular soon? Is that what it means? That's what it means, right? I'm gonna be popular soon. Man, how long is that gonna take, actually? Okay. Like you're gonna be in your popular phase or something. I think that's what it means. But pink. Let's just taste it. It's a hard candy. There's so many hard candies in this pack. What the heck? I taste nothing. There is no flavor. Not a hint of flavor. Nope. Strawberry? Sugar. A tiny bit sweet. This is what it looks like on the inside. This is what it looks like on the inside. Just like pure white candy. And very, very tiny shell outside. It's a little hard to see. Might be easier to see it this way. Is it sweet? A little bit, but I can't really tell. Like when you're first sucking on it, there's no flavor. At least I couldn't taste any flavor. And then at the end, there's no like artificial-ish flavor. It just kind of tastes like tiny bit sweet, a tiny bit sour, but it doesn't like taste like a fruit like I would expect it to. Okay, let's do another one. Let's do another RNG, see if it makes any difference. If I get pink again, we know we're going to be super popular in the future. If we don't get pink again, at least we can get a different flavor and a different fortune. So, what did we get? Orange. So we got orange this time. Orange is Mama no kore. What? Mama no kore. ちょっと待ってくれ。何これ? You said you put it in Discord? Let me see. I want to see it. Okay, let me see if we can... I'm going to save this. I'm going to put it through a translator, an image translator. And hopefully it'll give me something. Okay. Image translator, please. Please. Okay. Search. No. Everything. No, just this last one. getting anything. Wait, hold up. Okay, I can copy the text. Oh, translate. You'll see Mama's scared face? I don't think that's right. I don't think that's right. That doesn't sound right. Hold up, what? What? Let me put that into... Let me put that onto Deep L and see what they say, because it doesn't make any sense. Of course, Google Translate never makes any sense, but maybe Deep L. Let's see, Deep L. Deep L. What can you tell me about this random mess of words that I got? You'll see Mommy's scary face. Okay. It's still about Mom. So we got orange, and it says we'll see Mommy's scary face. Why? Did we make Mom mad about something? Is that why? Is that what? That's not a fortune you want. That's not a fortune you want when you get orange. Maybe your mom is disappointed in you. Maybe. Maybe they're disappointed in me. Maybe they're disappointed in me for being a VTuber. That's probably why. I've never actually told my family about being a VTuber or anything. Like, we're not at that point yet where I can admit to doing that. But, it doesn't taste different. They're all the same flavor. This one doesn't taste any different from the pink one. So basically what this is just a candy dispenser. And because they're different colors, you can get like, they'll do mini fortune stuff here. And it's a fun thing to do if you want to just like do a quick fortune. Because, you know, Japan is all about fortunes and stuff. Some people don't believe in it, but, you know, there's a lot of people that just need a little bit of hint or guidance for their day, and this is probably how you do it. This is fun. This is fun. Would I get it for myself? Probably not. But would I get it for like someone else who might be a little indecisive? Yes. Absolutely yes, for that indecisive person. It's fun. I mean, it's nothing special, but it's fun. All right. I need more udon. I need more udon. I need more soup. Okay. All right. Udon get. You know, with the udon, I kind of want to put some katsu curry in there. This might be better in rice, actually. This might be better in rice. But we're going to get a big katsu stick. I don't know what this is going to be made out of. By treaty and trade regulations, Japan is not supposed to bring any meat products into the US, but let's see if there's actually any meat in here, or it just might be a big fake. It could be fish. Fish is fine, but it could also be just like a big piece of tofu masquerading as chicken or pork katsu. But we could add a little katsu to the ramen. All right, I'm just gonna open this, and so we got it split over here. It's basically just one thin piece of breaded whatever. It's a breaded whatever with really not dry. It's still a little it has some moisture in here. But it's what do you call this? It's like it's kind of like a paste, a smear of the katsu sauce, but it's very, very thin. It's very, very thin, as you can see. So we're just gonna take a little bite and figure out what the heck this is about. No crunch, but it does have that that fried texture. And I think what this is there's no meat whatsoever, which is a huge disappointment, but understandable nonetheless. All this is just a all this is fried bread or fried tempura, fried tempura coating with katsu sauce. Not even tofu. It's just like a thin piece of katsu breading. That's it. That's it. It's fun. It's fun to eat. Not gonna lie, it's fun to eat. But I'm a little disappointed. I was expecting some sort of meat in the middle. Another letdown from the box. I actually don't consider it as a letdown, despite what I'm saying. It's not. I don't think it's a letdown. I'm just disappointed that there's no fish or tofu in here, because they can't do any other meat. But it's good. I like it. It would make it would make a good addition to the ramen. This one's not a flop. This one's not a flop. This piece is not a flop. I would like to make that clear. Oh yeah, definitely soak this in the udon broth for a little bit, and that's gonna be extremely good. So I'm gonna do that. We're gonna soak it. But would I get this again? Yes, actually yes. If I were to find this in a shop, I would actually get this again. Especially if you just need that quick topping for your ramen or rice, this would actually be good for them. Like, you don't have, let's just say you don't have enough cash, right? You don't have enough cash for chicken or pork, but you really want that katsu flavor. This is what you get. This is what you get. This is probably about 100 yen if I have to guess. You only got one piece? Yeah. So, like I mentioned before, the TokyoTreat box gives you full size servings of whatever. So these are only sold in one piece. Yeah. So these are only sold in one piece, and that's why we only got one. But still pretty good for the one. So I'm gonna have to try to figure out where I can get some of this, because this is not bad. It's actually not bad. Despite all the things I said about it, I should say. All right, I don't know if it's soaked enough. We're not gonna do any noodles with this, because really all we want here is just the broth. But let's give this a try. Lightly soaked. It needs to soak more, but the flavor is improving just a little bit. The broth really does help, though. The broth helps it quite a bit. Okay. Related food. Related food. Let's go for something we know that actually has some meat here. This is supposedly fish. This is, what is it? What kind of fish is this? I've been having recently an addiction for crab sticks, and that I ordered some crab sticks from Japan earlier this month. And now I'm pretty much out of crab sticks. And because because I still have a craving for crab sticks, I ordered some more crab sticks along with a bunch of other stuff this past weekend, and this is probably not going to compare to the crab sticks that I'm going to be getting, but what we have here is mayonnaise, a small thing of mayonnaise, and dried codfish. I don't know if I've actually had codfish before. If I did, I never recognized it. Crab stick is not actually crab. I know it's not crab. I know it's fish. I know it's fish. Some sort of fish. Maybe codfish or something like that. That's rolled up to look like crab. But I don't know. I don't know why. I like it though. I like crab sticks. I think it's the texture. It's mainly the texture because you know it's rolled up, right? It's like made into like sheets, like cut a little bit this way, and then rolled. And then once you bite into it, once you bite into that crab leg or that fake crab leg, it's like a texture thing. The flavor depends on how it's made, and it can be either good or bad. But it's mainly the texture of biting through those layers, the layers of crab, or in that. That's the main reason why I like them. It's not necessarily a flavor thing; it's a texture thing. But the flavor is also pretty good. But here we have some codfish sheet with some mayo in a 100 million yen package. It's made of plastic. Nothing too special about the packaging, except it's supposed to look like money. Except we can never get 1 million yen that easy. Not at all. But we have this tiny little piece of mayo, very small. And we have this thing. It looks like a normal piece of dried fish, to be honest. And it's actually flexible. I don't think these are usually flexible, are they? It's usually a bit harder. But let's just take a non-mayo piece and give that a shot. Yep. I can't tell it's cod. It tastes more like squid. But it's supposedly cod. Because I think seafood jerky kind of all taste the same. To be honest. It's like I don't mind eating them. Because once in a while I will eat them, but it's usually not something you reach for. So let's try and see how it is with the mayo. Let's try and see how it is with the mayo now. Just a tiny bit of mayo. I'm just going to spread that in there. White on white is very hard to see, but you might be able to see a little bit of sheen. I'm just going to tear that piece. And tear that piece. Mayo is... Let me taste the mayo first really quick before we try it together. It's no Kewpie. It does not taste like Kewpie. It actually tastes closer to American mayo. American mayo, if you've never had it, is like a little thick, a little vinegary, and not very full-bodied, which is what that mayo tasted like. But maybe together it'll actually be decent. Yeah. I didn't taste the mayo. I don't know if it helped it at all. It's just, to me, it's just like a regular fish jerky, which is not bad, but it's an odd choice. This is definitely more like a gimmick item than anything. Would not get it again. It's a gimmick item. Would not get it again. But this might go well with the ramen, with the broth. So I'm gonna add some of this to the broth. Well, before we do that, this one has been soaking a little bit longer, so hopefully this will be okay now. So let's give that a shot. It's still a little tough in the middle. I think you don't want that to soak for too long. Otherwise, it just disintegrates, and we don't want that. I think what you want to do with that katsu in the ramen broth is just let it soak for maybe 30 seconds to a minute to absorb the broth, and then eat it before the outside completely disintegrates into the broth. But what we can do now is gonna tear this a little bit, put it in here, and that should can't exactly get that camera angle, huh? Okay, so we're just gonna tear this, gonna tear that fish and sprinkle that into the broth. And we're gonna wait. We're gonna sample more stuff. We're gonna wait on this, and hopefully that is going to get some decent flavors in there. That's gonna be for later. All right. I think nope, we still have a couple more sweet stuff, not a whole lot though. We have this taiyaki, which we'll do near the end. Don't forget, we also still have the Kit Kat. That's gonna be at the very end, before the drink. And then we have this. This is, I think, like a mixture of a bunch of soda powders, but I'm not entirely sure if that's what we're getting. Mishmash soda chewing candy is what this says. Mishmash chewing candy. Let's see how of a mishmash it is and how much chewing we actually have to do. This, oh! The heck? What the heck is this? Is it? I did not realize that TokyoTreat gave us cigars. Now there is a cigarette candy, also from Orion, that you can get. But this is a little different. It kind of reminds me of like a licorice roll. Yeah, it kind of reminds me of a licorice roll. And then there's this middle over here, where probably the main thing is, as well as the outside. Now, if you've probably seen some of these candies where it's like chopped into tiny little bits, and it kind of looks like this, that's probably also what it reminds me of. It's very flexible. It's not a gummy. This is kind of more like a taffy. Cosplay as a mafia boss. All right, I can't show it on camera, but It's not bad. It does really taste like a mix of sodas. What does it remind me of? Laffy Taffy? No, not Laffy Taffy. What else does remind me of? This reminds me of a candy that we have over here. It's not Laffy Taffy. It's not Tootsie Roll. What is it? It's not Warheads. It's something else. Starburst, maybe? No. American candy in general is terrible. They're like too sweet. Way too sweet to the point of actually tasting sour. This is not very sweet, again. It does taste like the cola candy earlier, though there's a little bit of other stuff mixed in here too that makes it taste a little bit different. But it's mainly just cola candy in a roll form. Much easier to eat and stuff like that. I don't remember what this might be, but does it necessarily taste like a mixed soda drink? I don't know. Probably doesn't, actually. It tastes like soda candy. Like chewy soda candy. At least it's not gum. Because I don't really like gum. And this one will dissolve in your mouth. Yeah, I probably would not get this. Probably would not get this just because it's not that it's bad. I'm just not feeling connection to this thing. I don't know why. It's a neat snack, but that's about it. That's about it. I need something to drink. I need to drink some broth.
Oh yeah, some more salt, please. Now the fish jerky has softened up just a little bit, and it still has a little bit of give to it, which is nice, which is very nice. Definitely recommend doing this in any kind of ramen broth because it needs a little hydration. Also, eating the dried fish jerky is a little bit tough. It's tough by definition. Well, that's pretty good though. Okay. Let's go on with the salt train a little bit. I think this might be salty. But we got the senbei. But the senbei, unlike most other senbeis that we've had before, is unflavored apparently. So they have a little soy packet, which I don't really have anything to dip it, like put the soy in. So I'm gonna have to figure that out or get something. But I'm guessing this is from Yokohama. So it says from Yokohama, which is like 30 plus minutes by train from Akiba. Nowhere close to Akiba. So what the heck is this doing here? I don't know. I don't think I've ever seen senbei in Akiba to begin with. It probably exists, just haven't seen it. Just have not. Oh, that was easy to do. Okay, so what do we have here? So we have several thin sheets of senbei. Looks like we got 3, 4, 5. Making sure there's nothing hidden. 6, 7, 8. One too many for like summoning the Dragon Balls, but we never used senbei to summon Dragon Ball, the dragon before. So we'll just take one away, pretend that the rest are gonna be used to summon the Dragon Balls, and actually try this sauce. Oh, it's very liquid. The sauce feels very liquid, so I need to find something to put this in. I'll be right back really quick to find something to put this in, because if I use that and put that to the side, it's not going to end well. Okay. Oh. I fell. My left foot has fallen asleep, and I cannot get up. At least if I do get up, I can't walk. My foot. That's why you don't sit on your foot. My gosh. Okay, just give me a second. I can get up in about a few seconds. Okay, feels better now. Feels better now. Okay, let's find that bowl. Let's find that bowl. Ayo. Oh, my foot tingles a lot. Okay, I need the foot to stop tingling. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, my foot tingles way too much. It makes it really uncomfortable. Okay. Oh. I can't move. I can't move. I have to wait. I have to wait a little bit. Oh my gosh. Oh boy. My foot. Circulation was probably stopped for way too long. And now it's trying to come back. Can I feel you, left foot? Can I? No, not yet. Left foot does not. Okay, well, actually, can I? Okay, that's a little bit better. All right. Okay. Okay. Foot is fine now. Foot is okay now. Okay, let's try this again. Senbei with the sauce thingy. So we have here a sauce packet. Risu. I don't know what kind of sauce this is, but I'm gonna guess it's brown, just like what we saw in the picture earlier. I don't know if it's caramel, I don't know if it's soy, but it looks pretty thick. Yeah, so here it is. It looks a little bit on the thick side. And when I taste the leftovers in the package, this, that's strong. This tastes exactly like the sauce you would use on katsu. It's basically katsu sauce. Katsu sauce, you could also put this on takoyaki, okonomiyaki, katsu, of course. It's basically katsu sauce. By itself, the senbei, is okay. Why is it greenish? It's not greenish. It's probably the camera, but it's not greenish. It is a dark color. That's not greenish at all. The green you probably saw is probably because of the bottom of this thing. Probably. There's a nice snack. If you just want a low-calorie snack, but not really because it's still kind of like chips. And a lot of flavor. That's probably what you would go for. There's a very strong flavored sauce though, because that's what you would use for katsudon and stuff like that. I don't know. I think this is kind of neat. I think I prefer my senbei to be already flavored ahead of time though. But for some reason they didn't want to do this in this particular shop and said, "Yeah, let's just have them do them for themselves." Some people enjoy that. I know I do right now. There is some enjoyment to it. Being able to coat however much and however little you want on these things. Or eat it without it. It's very nice and crispy. These crackers are very nice and crispy. Like, they don't break too easily. But when you do munch on them, you do get the nice crunch. Like, that kind of thing. Respectable. I like it. I like it. I need to put this to the side though. Okay. Don't have a whole lot here left. We have the Kit Kat. We have Gudetama. We have this thing. We have also the chips. The katsu was a little bit on the tangy side. So let's balance it out with some egg. Let's balance the tanginess with some egg. Sanrio, Gudetama. Am I gonna get taken down for this? Licensed by Sanrio, but this is not a Sanrio product, or at least maker. Hoka. I never heard of this people before. But this looks like this looks just like crackers, like biscuits. You know, like those panda snacks, that Panda Bear. Hello Panda. It's like a Hello Panda thing, or the koala. That's kind of what it reminds me of this. Except it doesn't look like there's any chocolate here. I also don't think there's any egg in here either. But it is Gudetama. It is probably has hopefully some eggy flavor. I don't know. We'll see. No eggy flavor whatsoever. What you do get is a very crispy cookie with a hollow inside to make it even crispier when you crunch into it. I don't think I've seen a cookie like that in a while. I feel like the main thing here is just a Gudetama product. And I think this is the first time I've ever seen Gudetama being happy as a tiny little egg thingy. Normally he's lazy, a little bit grumpy. And I think there's a Gudetama anime coming out, which, who asked for that? No one, but one's coming out. It's a nice palate cleanser though, very neutral flavor, not very sweet. I think it's mainly sugar in here. I want to say there was something else in here, but I think it's mainly just sugar. Eggs were probably made to make this. Hopefully so, because it is a cookie. Also because Gudetama's on here. Novelty at best. This is a novelty at best. The cookie itself though is pretty good. But definitely a novelty at best. Alright, I think we can move on to the taiyaki for this one. Now, one taiyaki, supposedly, it has like the equivalent of 2 lemons. I don't know where they got that. But this is lemon tea with a power of 2 lemons, which might be a little bit too strong if it's what I think it is. But they did show what they use for the tea portion here. It's like actual lemon tea that you can get and make tea out of. Oh, you know what this is? It's like the equivalent of 2 lemons worth of vitamin C in this thing. That's what they're talking about over here. Now in Southeast Asia and Sea, you see a lot of fortified snacks like being sold and stuff, right? And a lot of people eat that. That's because nutrition probably isn't as good, and a lot of the kids eat a lot of snacks. In Japan, though, I don't see that as often, so it's kind of curious. Actually, putting vitamin C labeling in a snack like this, because usually they eat a little bit healthier over there. Or I mean, C does also. But if you're eating junk food all the time, you see it more in Southeast Asia than you do in Japan for whatever reason. There's the first one, and it's vitamin C. Normally you would see other stuff like vitamin B or something, calcium even. Okay, that's a little bit different. Alright, so there's like a little tray here. A little tray for the taiyaki. Smell-wise, fragrant tea smell with a little bit of hint of lemon. It looks like what you would expect from a taiyaki, except it's like a wafer. Taiyakis normally are not wafer; they're more like a waffle. But if we open this in half, or can I open it the other way? Can I open this way? Oh, I can open this way. I was going to crack it in the middle. But if we open this, you can see the filling, which is kind of hard. It's kind of like a cream, I think, or at least a hardened buttercream or something like that. Don't exactly know what they use for this. All right, let's go ahead and bite it. I am more of a bite it from the head person, so we're gonna bite it from the head. Kiss. Very crunchy. Very crunchy. The filling, not as lemony as I expected. There's definitely lemon there. Very, not subtle. It's not subtle this time. The tea I can't really taste, but the lemon is present. It's like biting into lemon lemon chocolate candy. That's what it reminds me of. That's what the inside reminds me of. It's like biting into soft candy that is flavored like lemon. On the camera, it kind of looks a little bit yellowish, but in person, it looks a little bit more pinkish. Kind of like pink lemonade. Yeah, kind of like pink lemonade. The lemon flavor isn't very strong. It's definitely there. I can't talk. And I like how the wafer outside is so crunchy. That's actually pretty nice. The inside just kind of melts in your mouth as soon as you get into it. Which is really interesting, because I wasn't expecting that at all. I wasn't sure what to expect, honestly, when I was biting into this, but I wasn't expecting it to melt. Like, on the first sign of moisture. And it's gone. And it's gone. I want another one of these. I actually want another one of these. Where can I get another one of these? That's very hard to find around here. Oh my gosh. That's actually really good. I like it. I actually really, really like that one. We're almost to the end though. I'm going to go ahead and take another hit of broth. The broth is cold now. I need to get like a warmer or something for this thing. Cause we're gonna get like ramen in each box. I need to get like a warmer, so that the soup stays warm. At least this time. I remember to take the noodles out so it doesn't like soak all the and like, yeah, soak and get too big and soggy. But now the noodles are fine. They're kind of drying out a little bit. But they're kind of warm still somehow, actually. I'm surprised. It kept a little bit warm. Maybe because there's layers to this. You're thinking you need to think of something to keep the soup in the broth warm. Yep. The thing is, I'm not sure what to do. I could probably put the bowl that I'm holding the soup like on top of the kettle, and just like have the kettle like boil a little bit, and then the steam from the kettle heat it up. Yeah, I'm gonna redip the ramen later. I'm gonna do that later. Let's go ahead and finish this off though. We have some corn flavored chips. They really like their corn flavored stuff. I don't think I need to say anything about this. I think I've seen this kind of shape before, the triangle shape. But here's the thing. Is it going to be sweet corn, or is it just going to taste like corn without sweet? Because I like sweet corn. But I don't know if we'll get sweet corn. Ooh, this is big. Look at that. It's pretty big. I think these are usually smaller. But that's a pretty good size of chips right there. You hate corn stuff? Really? It really depends. I like sweet corn. Oh, that is good. That is good. I like this one. The corn flavor is not like as strongly flavored as sweet corn is, but it is very, very. It packs a punch. Like when you bite it, you can taste the corn like immediately. You can taste it immediately, and it hits you. And the chips are really, really crunchy. Excellent. I like this one quite a bit. I think you can get this pretty easily online, but I'm not entirely sure. Because I know there's some corn stuff that doesn't taste very sweet, and it doesn't really taste very corny. Well, this one does. More of a savory guy. Corn is kind of savory. No, I guess it's sweet. Yeah, it's kind of sweet. Now, compared to the other chips that we had, so we had the corn chips, which are a little bit more on the sweet side, and we had this. Let's see. Let me taste this again. I think I prefer the corn chips, actually. I do prefer the corn chips to this one. This is good. This is good. And it would go better if I had more hot sauce. Because this is supposed to be on the spicy side. But this and this, yeah, prefer the corn chip on this thing. But let's try it together and see if we get anything different. Oh. The spicy chips totally overwhelmed. The spicy chips totally overwhelmed the corn chips. It's too strong. Spicy chips too strong, but I like it though. I don't mind it. Did it warm up? The kettle trick kind of worked. The kettle trick kind of works. So now it's, the bowl is heating up with the steam. Okay, so there's one more thing here besides the drinks. We have one of the quintessential fall flavors in Japan, chestnut, with the other one being sweet potato, which I think we got a little sweet potato last time, but chestnut is the other one. And normally when you hear about chestnut, it's that song, chestnuts roasting over the open fire. And that's more like a Christmas song, but I never actually grew up eating chestnuts, so I really don't know what these taste like. The one time I thought I knew what it tasted like, it just was like this big nut. This giant nut that tastes kind of meaty, but also not at the same time. So it doesn't look like we'll have any special packaging here, like we did the Halloween one. It's just Kit Kat with chestnuts and stuff. Recreating the scene from Ratatouille. Yeah. But all we have here is Kit Kat and chestnuts on the packaging. Nothing too special. Nothing too special, except we got autumn leaves now, because the autumn leaves are, you know, autumn. They roast them in salt and ash. Ah, is that what it is? I see. Okay. So, Kit Kat. Kit Kat, Kit Kat. It looks like white chocolate, though it doesn't really pick it up in camera too well. There is a slight brown tint to this compared to just plain white chocolate. Or that just might be me making things up, because it kind of looks like white chocolate, just white chocolate now. But it's just a Kit Kat that is flavored like, what do you call this? Chestnuts? Let's give it a try. Oh, go. It's soft. Very soft. So I taste white chocolate, but I don't know what else I'm tasting. If this is chestnut, it's like a very mellow, nutty flavor, but it doesn't have the same nuttiness as, like, say, a peanut or a cashew. It's like very mellow, very soft. A little bit creamy. But that might just be the chocolate. Honestly, I don't know what to look for here. Like, I taste the white chocolate, and I taste something else besides white chocolate. But I still don't know what chestnut tastes like. I still don't know what chestnut tastes like. Because the last time I had a chestnut that was actually had a actual chestnut in it, it was like a candied chestnut or like soaked chestnut. And I just kind of like ate the nut. And it was just this thick thing of nut that really didn't taste much of anything. Mellow, plain, not that flavorful, really. That's what chestnut is like. Why do people like chestnuts so much then? It's not just the Japanese, but also around here. Well, at least in the northern states. People like chestnuts. But I don't honestly get the craze about chestnuts. I do know that this is the season for them because that's when you can get them. But otherwise, I would rather have a sweet potato. I still don't understand chestnuts, to be honest. They are overrated. Probably. I do know that they're really hard to get to because, you know, you see the husk of the chestnuts is like really spiny, like a sea urchin. So I think what you have to do is like roast them and then crack them open, or maybe crack them open first somehow and then roast them. I don't know what the order is. And then you use the shells for like kindling or something like that. But it's a different flavor that I'm not quite used to or know what to make of it. But I don't dislike it. I just don't know what to make of it because I still don't know what a chestnut tastes like. I described it, I ate it, I still don't know what it tastes like. I need like an actual chestnut. I need an actual chestnut in my hand, prepared the way it's supposed to be prepared, without anything else, to be able to figure out what the thing tastes like. 'Cause I still don't know what it is. I still don't know what chestnut is. Anyway, I'm gonna like cleanse my palate with a little bit of broth. I don't have a whole lot of broth left for the noodles, so I'm gonna have to figure something out what to do with them. But okay, palate cleanser, and then we'll do one more thing. We have one more thing to try, and we have the mystery flavor Fanta. I don't think I've ever actually had Fanta before. I know what it is though, the fruit sodas, but I've never actually had it before. So what the Fanta? What the Fanta is this? It could be anything. It could be grape. It could be orange. It could be apple. It could be a mix of stuff. You never know. The only hint we have is that it's blue. That's it. Ooh, nice pop. Nice pop. Not too fizzy from what I could tell, but Blue Ocean. Blue Ocean. I don't even know what Blue Ocean tastes like. Okay, let's make a really nice pour for the camera. I have a better angle on my end, but this is going to get in there. Okay, as you can see, we have a very deep, not, well, in my end it looks very deep blue. In your end it doesn't look as deep blue. It looks paler, but that's a lighting issue for the camera. Not too much fizz, yeah, not too much fizz. Which actually I'm surprised. Normally I would see a whole lot more fizz in a soda, but I don't think this went flat. It may have gone flat, but it shouldn't have because it was sealed. But it's not a too bad amount of fizz, all things considered. All right, let's go ahead and give it a taste. I can't really describe it anymore though, just because all I can tell you, it's like a deep-ish blue color in my where I am right now, but you're seeing a lighter version on camera because of lighting. But flavor-wise, there was no smell. I think it tastes a little bit like apple. No oranges, maybe a little bit grape and apple. grape and apple. Probably. Unknown. I have no idea. Sweetness wise, it's not too sweet again, but it's pretty good. The fizziness, having not a whole lot of fizz was not a bad thing. It went down pretty easily, light on the sugar. But I still can't tell what this is. I think it tastes like grape or apple or both. It could be both, from what I could tell. This is definitely like a party drink. It's a party drink to like give to your friends or visitors. Pour them a little bit, have them figure out what it is, and no one will be able to come to an agreement except for that one person who has very strong opinions, or everyone trusts their opinion. And if they say it tastes like apple, it will taste like apple to everyone. If it tastes like grape to that person, it tastes like grape to everyone. Grapple. What are we doing now? Resting? This could be a wrestling move. The grapple. The Fanta grapple. What would a Fanta grapple look like? I don't know. It doesn't help though that this is a soda and you can make it any color you want. Like, you know, we got blue here. We got blue soda. That tastes like fruit. Oh. Oh yeah, the fizz is still there. I burped a little bit and it went through my nose. A cool Fanta grapple. I don't know. Let me close this before I do any wrestling moves on there. But it can be like a shake. It can be like a shake kind of thing. Like you're getting picked up and shaken and then turned around, and then when you get poured out. Oh no, okay, stop. Ah! It's leaking. It's leaking onto the Kit Kats and all the other packages. I probably should not have done that. Okay. I'm gonna let that sit in the box. We're gonna let that sit in the box and have it calm down. And I will get to that later, much later. But that is what we have for this in this month's box. Not a whole lot compared to last time. At least a better balance of sweet and salty. I think last time, because it was Halloween, we got a ton more sweet stuff and not a lot of salty stuff. But I think my favorite in this box, there's definitely a few favorites. My favorites in this box would probably have to be not the Kit Kat, actually, this time. Not the Kit Kat. I like this one. I like chips. I like this. I like the spicy chips. Surprisingly enough, I actually like the mini cola this time. Like I said, it's not normally my thing, but I like the mini cola. I do like the apple hard candy. The soda fountain candy was also pretty neat. Let's see. What else we got? The Fanta was also pretty good. I just need to let it not fizz on me next time. The fish jerky was okay. It's better in a ramen broth. Like, you don't even use the mayo at all, just because I don't think it does anything. I would just like tear that up, put it in ramen, put it in some soup, and there you go. A little extra protein, but we not get it. The JR Express chocolate train was okay. It was pretty fun to eat, so that was alright. Camera candy dispenser is fun for fortune telling, but not much else. Not much else. Gudetama custard biscuits. Oh, it was supposed to be custard? I couldn't tell if it was custard or not. It was alright. It was alright. Looking forward to December box. I'm hoping it's a lot more Christmas themed candy, I hope. Yeah. I'm kind of curious what they're going to do with December, because Japan is not known for Christmas. Christmas is another Valentine's to them. Not necessarily anything else. Anything Christmas themed in Japan is probably going to be something on the order of maybe like a strawberry shortcake or something. I think a strawberry shortcake is going to be in order. Maybe some cookies. Maybe. Who knows? But savory stuff, I don't think so. Unless for some reason we get like a KFC chicken flavored chips or something. Right. The senbei was alright. I like the senbei by itself. The katsu sauce could be anything, to be honest. And it would still probably be good because the senbei itself was good. The miso katsu curry, I'm actually surprised I like that one. I just wish they gave us more than just one. Turkey chip. I mean, I've seen like roasted chicken flavored chips before. I've tried them and I think they're a little bit too much on the nose. Ah! Oh, my foot! Ah, my foot! Ow, ow, ow. Oh, it's still frozen. Give me a break. It's like I can't read from here. They do celebrate more nowadays compared to back then. That's good to know. I mean, they can only stretch the Valentine holidays too much. And besides, not a whole lot of what do you call this? Couples, I guess, these days in Japan, sadly. So, but we'll find that out another time. Let's see, the lemon taiyaki. If me eating the whole thing at once wasn't proof enough, I like that. I like that quite a bit, as well as the corn snack. I think overall there were a lot more hits here than there were busts. The only real bust, I think, was the camera was a bust, kind of. The fish jerky was a bust, kind of. Gudetama was a bust, kind of. The Chocolate Express train, not really a bust. It'd be more like a medium. Yeah, I think pretty much just this page. Just this page was mostly a bust. Everything else was pretty good. Pretty good. Okay, that's all I got for today. Thank you all for coming. So just an FYI for next month. If I get the box late again like I did this time, I'm guessing in the review stream might end up, let's say, on Christmas. However, I will be taking the week of Christmas off because, family stuff and whatnot. So that the December box may have to be pushed to January if it comes to that. I don't know if it's actually going to come to that. I hope I get the box sooner than later. But for some reason, this shipment, this box went from one side of the country to the other side of the country and then to another part of the country. It took like a whole 3 weeks since it was sent to get to me. So hopefully it doesn't do that this time. But it's not easy for me to get packages over here. And that's probably also why the Fanta was a little bit flat. It could be. Why and how, don't ask me. I have no idea. A friend of mine who runs a dice business shop was also had the same problem, but in Canada. They live in the middle part of Canada, I think, and then when they sent the package in the same city, all right, they sent the dice that someone ordered in the same city. What happened to that package was it got sent all the way to the right side of the country, and then all the way to the left side of the country before going back to the same city that it was delivered from to get to the person who lives in the same city. I don't understand it myself. So it's like, what is happening with the shipping? I don't understand. I think this package. I think what happened with this package, that my package, I think it got into New York, if I remember correctly. I think it got to New York, and then went to California, which is on the other side of the country, and then it went into the middle of the country, and then it got a little bit closer to where I was, And then it finally got to me, but that was a 3-week process in total. It's like, it's crazy. It's crazy. So I'm hoping it doesn't happen this time. But you never know, especially when the holidays are coming around and everyone's ordering packages from everywhere. You never know. I ordered like something from Amazon on the 19th. I ordered something from Amazon on the 19th. And just now, they are shipping it to me. So I won't be able to get it until like the end of this week. It's like, what the crap? What the crap? And it wasn't even a whole lot of stuff. It was just like 2 things. Just 2 small things I need for stuff around here. Not gonna lie, with that aspect, we got away better with shipping service, at least inside the country anyway. Yeah, I mean, in smaller countries, sure. In smaller countries, especially around sea, you might have an easier time. I know in Japan, their shipping is also pretty good. The U.S. shipping domestically is also pretty good. However, if you get international stuff, then you get the same issues that I do. It just happens sometimes. And then there are some other. Then there's the Philippines, which if you send a package to the Philippines or order a package in the Philippines, you have a 50% chance of actually getting it for various reasons. And we will not get into that right now. We will not get into that right now. But you can probably guess why. You can probably guess why. And everyone knows about it. Everyone knows about it. So what you gonna do? Anyway, so we are gonna, for next week, we are going to do a Japan talk. Since we had an Akiba snack box this week, we're going to talk a little bit more about Akiba next week. And we might have some snacks, hopefully, that I have ordered. We'll see if it gets in and if I can actually review them on stream. But we'll be talking more about more Japan stuff next week. We'll have more pictures to show. And yeah, I think it'll be fun. So thank you all for coming. Thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed this stream. And I'll see you next time. We'll have some more gaming streams again this week. So please keep an eye on them. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please consider subscribing. And thank you again for everything. All right. All right. And move. Move. And move. See you later. Goodbye.